Hey guys, Curiosity to another review. This time I'll be reviewing the deluxe King-Ohger from Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. This is the main mecha of the King-Ohger, comprised of 10 mechanical bugs known as SHUGODs. So, let's get started. First up, we have Godhuagata, belonging to Kuwagata Odor. So as you can see, it's a large mechanical stag beetle, and the biggest of the main 10. So starting from the front, you can see the pincers, and something you'll notice immediately is that they are asymmetrical to each other in terms of the design. See, there's a different amount of red and silver, and actually even a different amount of parts that are covered up. As you see, a little bit of white on this one. And they all have paint that's given this kind of pre-damaged look, which, given, based on your taste, may be something that appeals to you or not. For me, I'm kind of iffy about it, but some might like the sort of battle damage look. You can see an asymmetrical design and paint job here on the top of the head, as well as a couple of small green eyes on the sides. Got some silver piping, and then the wings here on the back, which have a little bit of yellow and a little bit of light blue. And the 6 legs, most of which are all silver, but then you have this one leg which also has a little bit of gold to it. Even more mechanical details on the bottom, but also a lot of the joints for where it'll kind of combine. And this one also has some articulation. You can take the mandibles and move them outwards. The 4 front legs are all on ball joints. You can move around as you please. And the back legs are on a more complicated system where you have hinges that move in and out, as well as bending hinges for the joints back here. Additionally, it also has wings that you can open up, so you can make it look like it's flying. Overall, definitely quite impressive. Next is Tonbow Odor's God Tonbo. So here we have a blue dragonfly, and it is a pretty simple design. Have the face here and the head with these large green eyes and a little bit of silver. And got the main body, which has some mechanical details to it, as well as the large clear blue wings, which have different amounts of paints in different spots. Again, all with the kind of pre-scratched look. You have the abdomen and tail coming along to this piece at the back. And the only articulation you get with this is that you can move the wings up and down on these hinges. Just like so. And then we have God Kamakiri, belonging to Kamakiri Ohger. There we have our yellow praying mantis. You can see the head here with some nice purple eyes and little antenna. We've got the sickle arms, one which has some paint, the other one doesn't. Got the body with a lot of nice articulation, or a lot of nice mechanical detailing, as well as the legs and the abdomen back here. And again, you can kind of see the asymmetry when it comes to the paint. Articulation-wise, there is a sort of ball joint at the head. It can give you a good range of movement, as well as hinges for the arms, and can also be moved out and inwards a little bit. These parts here at the back also move. So you can get in a more kind of upright stance. But for the most part it is meant to go more like this. Following that is God Papillon, belonging to Papillon Odor. So we have this purple butterfly here. And you can see the head here with nice little yellow eyes, but obviously the most intricate details are going to be the wings. And these definitely are quite well painted. Mostly in this blue, but then you can see the differentiating spots where it has white mixed in. And this is one where we don't want to look at it from a certain angle, as it will kind of reveal something. Let's have the legs down here. That. And this part is on its own little joint. In addition, we have joints at the wings, where they can move up and slightly down. And yeah, this part likes to come off pretty easily. But it is possible to just as easily snap it back on. Let's get something like this. Next up we have Hachi Odor's God Hachi. So here we have the black bee, which does have a lot of orange as the secondary color. Some nice red eyes. Clear wings, though these ones are unpainted. You'll also see some bits of orange and white here on the stinger, which comes of course to a rounded bit, so that kids won't hurt themselves. And even has the legs down here. Not too much in terms of articulation, though the wings are on hinges as well as ball joints. And this part can be angled, so you can kind of give it in a position where it looks a bit more like it's trying to shoot the stinger, which actually works pretty well. And the last of the SHUGODs are these five, which I like to call the lesser SHUGODs, as they don't belong to any one King-Ohger, and they're not part of the main combination, at least as far as making the joints, but more there to help fill out the details. So we'll go from the outside to in with these ones. First we have the two Godhuagata, which are these little spiders. They both have the same molding and details. The difference is that one has a silver body with red legs, the other has a red body with silver legs. The legs do move, though that's more for the sake of the combination than anything else. Then you have the two God Tento, which are ladybugs. Both of them are simply red and black, with some nice details to them. And last but not least is the one God Ant, which is also the only one of the SHUGODs to use the English name for the bug rather than a Japanese or non-English name. But even this one has a fair amount of detail to it, though this one's also simplest, being simply black plastic with no additional colors. Now that we've looked at the SHUGODs individually, we can then get to combining them. So we'll start off with God Kuwagata. Go flip it to the underside. Start by bringing together the front legs. Bringing these legs forward. We're going to fold this piece down. Bring these all the way up. Move these out of the side. Straighten out the back legs. Fold them down to the sides. Fold these pieces back and rotate the fists. Move these out a little bit. Also move the legs out one click. And move the wings out of the way. And we'll take God Kamakiri. Going to fold these pieces back. Fold this forward. Fold down head like this. And tilt this to the side. Now connect it to the right leg. And then we'll take God Hachi, fold in the stinger, fold down the wings. And go rotate the stinger like that. Attach it to the left leg. So now we can get standing. Moving our camera up. And then bring the arms outwards. Where we'll take the God Tento and click them onto the arms, like so. Then we can take God Papillon, fold back the legs, go rotate around like this, attach it to the top, and then remove this piece. And take God Tonbo, attach the tail section from the wing section, come around to the back, or snap it on like that. Then, you can open up the pincers on the chest like this. Next we'll come to the God Kumo. So we'll take the one that has the red body. Prepare it like that. The one with silver body. Get legs like that, and then place it onto the chest. Take the other one, place it down here on the waist, and fold in the legs. We'll then combine these two pieces here. I'll take God Ant and place it along there. We can bend the arm a little bit to make it easier to hold. And fold up the pincers and fold up the horns. And here we have King-Ohger. Now, to point out the elephant in the room that's been there since the beginning, yes, this mech does have the same name as the team it's for, and no, I don't know why. It does feel like a very confusing choice, because if you're saying King-Ohger, that does, lead to you having to specify whether you're talking about the team or the mech, and it is just an odd thing. Though, I guess the funny thing about it is that it's almost redundant, because king and Oja are very similar words. O is king, but Oja is like ruler or monarch. That being said, Oja has been used for other mech names, so it kind of works. It's just, again, very strange. So looking at the details, we have the head. It has some nice coloration to it, and you can see it has large stag beetle pincers for horns. See all the details here. You can see these forming the sword nicely. Now we have these nice wings on the back. And it has a good profile from the back, especially because, like I showed you, you can actually move the wings out of the way, so the legs look more separate from each other. Now, one thing this thing definitely has is articulation. Got ball jointed head. The arms can move on these joints here, the shoulders. And they also have the joints that let them move outwards, as well as the shoulder joint here, and the two bending joints here and here. So essentially like ball joint elbows, or like double jointed elbows. It'll have the wrist roll, of course. Now, something I didn't really show is that this thing also has a waist joint. It is a clicky waist joint, so it will hold the position quite well. And that's probably why this piece here can move back a bit to help better incorporate poses and make use of said waist joint. The thighs also rotate. Can go forward a little bit, though you'd probably want to move these legs out of the way to help out with that. Can move out a fair bit. We got the rotation here. Again, you have that roll. And not too much for the feet, aside from, of course, the rotation there. But there is a fairly big range of articulation. Especially when you consider this is actually much more of a standard mecha size compared to how last year's Don't Know Taijin, while heavily articulated, was also rather oversized. And so I think they were definitely trying to take what they learned from that and apply it to something with a smaller scale. And they definitely accomplished that, in my opinion. And there we go. Overall, King-Ohger is a very well-engineered and impressive mecha, though it doesn't have any sort of gimmicks to it. Each of the individual components is quite well molded and detailed, and even has a little bit of articulation to it. But the big selling point I think here is the articulation and posability of King-Ohger itself. As you can see here, it can be put into some pretty dynamic poses and still hold its balance. And this is at a much better scale than what we got with Don't Know Taijin, so it just works a lot better in my opinion. Not to mention, this is something that can be expanded on with further SHUGODs. So, this is definitely a good starting point for your King-Ohger mech collection. Overall, if you're a fan of King-Ohger, I can definitely recommend picking this up. Next time we'll bring in some more SHUGODs where I look at God Kabuto, God Scorpion, and God Hopper. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.